Hi, if you want to watch exclusive content with hot girls that you won't watch on YouTube, namely where Naruto roasts Kushina and Mikoto and many other hot girls without restrictions, then visit my Boosty channel at the link in the description.
Two teenagers are running at each other, and their favorite techniques are activated in their hands. The blonde has a ball with a huge concentration of chakra spinning in his hands, and the brunette has a spark of lightning that makes the sounds of birds chirping. And now the collision is approaching. The blonde has reduced the power of the technique so as not to kill, as he thought, his friend, because Rasengan is stronger than Chidori. But Sasuke, as the brunette was called, had a different opinion. On the contrary, he poured the remaining chakra into the technique, leaving only a little to stay on his feet. During the collision, the Rasengan lacked power and dissipated, and the Chidori pierced Naruto's chest along with his arm. The blonde was enveloped in darkness, but suddenly found himself in the subconscious. Huh? What? What am I doing here? The blonde looked around and noticed, as he himself called him, Super Grandpa. You are here to receive a gift from me, Otsutsuki explained. I see. He said sadly. But you're a little late, my heart was pierced by lightning. That's what we're talking about. Naruto raised an eyebrow, as if to suggest that he didn't understand anything. I want to send you to the past so that you can prevent this terrible war. Sasuke will kill all the Kage and find a way to destroy the tailed beasts forever. He can do it. He replenishes his chakra reserves with the chakra of all the tailed beasts. You could say that he now has an infinite amount of it. I sat with my eyes wide open. So, will you accept my gift? Of course I will, but, wait, what will happen to Yen Kurama, who is now inside me? Asked the blonde. I can send him along with you, there his mind will replace Yen's mind. So, we can consider that you will have a full-fledged Kurama. The old man answered. I understand, but can I talk to Ku, otherwise he might be against it, after all, he's only been sitting in me for 5 hours. Even though Yen Kurama showed him his memories, but still. Okay, right now. The old man answered and began to fold the seals. Huh? What? Where am I? Father? Kurama was shocked. Yes, hello Kurama, we don't have much time, so let's get straight to the point. The fox nodded. I'm sending Naruto to the past so that he can change history and prevent this future. You will merge with Yen Kurama, but the mind will be yours. So you will be whole. The old man finished. Okay, father, I agree. He said, then turned to the blonde. As soon as you get to the past, go into the subconscious, there is a conversation. I will arrive earlier, since I am essentially a clot of chakra. The fox said. Okay, Ku. He turned to the old man. Well then, super cool Grandpa Sage, let's begin. The sage smiled and made several seals unfamiliar to Naruto, after which Naruto passed out. He woke up from the rays of the sun that fell on his eyes. Realizing that he was in his old house, which was destroyed after the attack of pain, he went down to the subconscious. Hello again Kurama, what did you want to discuss? The blonde asked. Oh, nothing. I just wanted to ask, are you a degenerate? The fox shouted. Triple A. My ears hurt, why are you yelling? The blonde asked. Why the hell did you damage the equipment? The fox said, screaming again. Because I didn't want to kill my friend. The blonde answered. Idiot. When will you understand that he almost never gave a damn about you? The fox flared up and continued. According to the Yen Part's memories, this is not the first time he punched you in the chest, but that time, when you were supposedly friends, my chakra healed you. Dash. What? No words, huh? Yes, all Uchihas are crazy, when will you understand? One made fucking plans to take over the world, the second obeyed him and killed his sensei and his wife, who always treated him well. Let me remind you, I'm talking about your parents. The third generally preferred the village to his family, condemning his own brother, whom he loved very much, to suffer. And the fourth, in general, is the most fucked up. He spat on the efforts and sacrifice of his brother and decided to kill all the Kage with the tailed beasts, thereby starting a new war in which the residents of Konoha, whom his brother protected, would perish. Do you know what's most interesting? Asked the fox. What? Naruto asked, his face already pale. That they were all controlled like puppets. The fox said, which shocked the blonde even more. Sasuke was manipulated by his older brother, forcing him to hate him and live a lonely life. Itachi was controlled by the village, forcing him to kill his entire clan. Obito was mired in hatred because of Rin, into whom Isabu was sealed by Madara's orders. And Madara, who thought he was the coolest puppeteer here, was manipulated by Zetsu and resurrected his mother. And these are still the 4 Uchiha you knew. Imagine what would have happened if they hadn't been killed? The fox finished. Yes, you're right, Kurama, I was a fool. The blonde sighed. Okay, let's get down to business. What time are we in? Naruto asked. You have your assignment tomorrow, the fox answered. I see, we should start training. Where do you think we should start? The blonde asked the fox, who laid his head on his paws. Where to start, you yourself should know, but in general, I suggest you start studying the Hiden of your clan, Fuinjutsu. Why didn't I look into this before? Thanks for the advice, Kurama, but where should I learn it? Naruto asked. You can ask the third for scrolls, and Jiraiya also knows Fuin quite well. He won't reach Uzumaki, but still. And also, during your journey, you can look into the ruins of Uzushio. Ku said, and I nodded. Good, and now sit in a meditation pose, then pull out a little chakra from me and disperse it through the channels. My chakra will develop and strengthen your channels better than yours. I would do it myself, but the seal is too strong for that yet. I will be able to disperse it myself in 3 months. Fox said. The first day of being in the past was spent in meditation. Naruto POV. I got up at 5 a.m. to start training. I wanted to learn Rasengan as early as possible. And for this you need to have good control of chakra and form, so I immediately ran into the forest, to the river where I once fished. It was necessary to improve chakra control. With the help of 10 clones, I finished training in 30 minutes. After, I sent the clones to train Rasengan. I knew how everything should be, so the balls were not needed. At this time, I myself was engaged in physical training, because clones do not transmit physical changes. At 9 I had to be at the academy, so after finishing training at 8 o'clock, I went home to tidy myself up and head to the academy clean. During the training, I managed to complete 2 stages of mastering Rasengan. I have not decided to move on to the elements yet. Hello Irika-sensei. Have you recovered from yesterday? I said hello and asked as I entered the classroom. Hello Naruto. Not exactly, but I'll have time to announce the teams. He said to me and pointed to the desks, hinting that I should sit down. As soon as I sat down, I heard the girls screaming and remembered that today Sakura and Ino were competing to see who would sit next to Sasuke-kun. Sakura looked around the class and stared at me. Huh? Naruto? What are you doing here? You failed the exam. She asked, and I heard an irritated growl in my head. I was offered to take a special exam because they saw great potential in me. I said and looked at Irika, nodding, as if hinting that I should agree. Sakura looked at Sensei with a question, and he nodded. Sakura walked up to the desk where Sasuke and I were sitting. Naruto, come out. I want to sit next to Sasuke-kun. Well, sit down, and I'll sit next to you. I said and smiled. The fox was growling in my head again. What's wrong with him? Okay, since everyone is here, let's start the distribution. He said and looked at the sheet of paper in his hand and began. And team number 7, Haruno Sakura, Naruto Uzumaki, and Uchiha Sasuke. Your sensei is Hatake Kakashi. Yay, I'm on Sakura-chan's team. I said and got hit on the head by Sakura. That's all. Wait for your senseis. He said and left. And I put my head on the desk and plunged into the subconscious. I wanted to know why he was growling. Hey, Kurama, what's gotten into you? Why were you growling? What happened? I asked. God. Why do I need such a stupid Jinchuriki? He said looking up. Hey, what's wrong? I was perplexed. Are you an idiot? Although, why am I asking? of course you are an idiot. I interrupted him. So, will you explain what is wrong or not? There's something wrong with your stupid head, that's what. Moron, how can you like this crazy, abnormal, and selfish fool? Hey? Why do you think so? I asked. Of course. Someone needs to set you straight. Remember your past life, moron. This fool has been hanging around with Uchiha her whole life, just because of his indifferent mug. Even when you saved her countless times, she never said anything to you except a short thank you. At first, she even considered you a burden, although even then you were much stronger than her. And she's selfish, because she played on your feelings. Remember her fake confession, which even you, an idiot, noticed? I stood there in a stupor. But the fox is right. She never paid attention to me. And when you brought Tsunade, and she cured Uchiha, your Sakura-chan didn't even say thank you and immediately jumped into Sasuke's arms. And let me remind you that you almost died on that mission. The fox finished. Yeah, forgive me Kurama, that you have to explain everything to me. It's decided. From this day on, I will send 10 clones a day to the library and study all the knowledge I can. Maybe at least that way I'll gain some intelligence. I recognize Uzumaki Naruto, said the fox. Wake up, I feel Kakashi's chakra, said the fox and threw me out of the subconscious. What an incubator for fleas. AAA, how long can we wait for this sensei? Sakura was angry. And I decided to repeat the joke with a brush. As soon as Kakashi entered, a brush from the board fell on his head. Meanwhile, Sakura made excuses and said that I did it. I gave it away, the bitch. Fortunately, in the future he will at least become a little smarter. First impression, I don't like you. Let's go up to the roof, it's stuffy here, he said and disappeared into the shunshin. I stomped along the wall, surprising everyone. So, let's start getting to know each other. Tell us about yourself, what you like, what you don't like, and your hobbies. Set an example, sensei. Sakura said. Me? Well, what I like or don't like you don't need to know, there are no dreams or goals. Now it's up to you. He didn't say anything, Sakura whispered. My name is Uchiha Sasuke. There are few things I like and many things I don't like. I don't have a dream, but I have a goal, to restore my clan and kill one person. I thought so, Kakashi thought and turned his gaze to Sakura. Well, what I like, or rather, who, a look at Sasuke. My dream. A look at Sasuke. And who I hate is Naruto. She said, and I snorted. A fool in love. Flashed through Kakashi's head. He looked at me. If you say you want to become Hokage, I'll eat you. I heard from my subconscious, and I decided to listen, just in case. My name is Uzumaki Naruto, I like eating ramen at Ichiraku. I don't like betrayal. And the goal? I smiled nastily. To gather all the tailed beasts and take over the world. I said and looked with a determined look at Sensei, and then at the team. Seeing their faces, I couldn't hold back and laughed loudly. No, I'm joking of course. Seriously, I want to revive the Uzumaki clan. I said. Kakashi's eyes widened. Ahahaha, what Uzumaki clan? Such a clan does not exist and never existed. Sakura laughed. I couldn't stand it. Listen here, Sakura. I said in an angry voice, which made even Kakashi flinch a little. I don't want to hear such a statement about my clan again. And you call yourself an excellent student. My clan specialized in Fuinjutsu. My clan's crest is depicted on the vests of the Jounin and Chunin, as a reminder of the friendship of our villages. Sakura blushed with anger. But kept quiet just in case. Naruto, how do you know this? Information about the Uzumaki clan is classified in Konoha. How do you know so much? He looked at me with a suspicious squint. Kakashi-sensei, I don't trust them yet, I'll tell them when we're alone. I said. Good. Tomorrow at 5 sharp be at training ground number 7, there will be a survival test. And yes, I advise you not to eat, otherwise you might throw up. Now, you're dismissed. Naruto, stay. Kakashi said. After they left, he turned to me and said, "Speak." When we were alone, I decided to tell him a fictitious truth. "Since you know who my parents are, I'll skip this part," I said, looking at Kakashi-sensei, whose only visible eye widened. Yesterday, in a dream, I found myself in the subconscious, where I met a fox. It turned out that the seal was arranged in such a way that when I got there, I would meet my parents. Kakashi-sensei's uncovered eye widened even more. "So, I met them and they told me everything, and my father showed me the Rasengan. I'm still learning it," I said and smiled. "Well, I almost didn't lie. But, Naruto, why did you trust me?" Kakashi asked. He was still in shock. "Dad said that if you are still alive, I can turn to you for help and I can trust you," I said. "I see, so what do you need my help with that you told me the truth?" Kakashi asked. Not exactly help, Kakashi-sensei." Kakashi narrowed his eyes. "I want to know something. What was the name of your friend who gave you his Sharingan, and do you have an evolved form of it? Why do you need Naruto?" Kakashi asked. "I have one guess, but I want to make sure," I answered. "Okay." He sighed. "His name was Obito Uchiha, and yes, I have an evolved form," he said. "Show him his ability," I said a little louder. "Here." He tossed the kunai up and sucked it into the funnel, saying to Kamui, "No. Turn on the acting skills." No. It can't be." I fell to my knees. "What is it, Naruto?" Kakashi asked excitedly. "Sensei, no matter how it sounds, Obito is alive," I said and saw how his eye widened. "It can't be. I saw him crushed by a huge boulder," Kakashi said. "Kakashi-sensei, my father told me that the Nine-Tailed was pulled out and subdued by a man in a mask. He showed me his memories, and he had the same eye pattern, but he could move himself. It was definitely him. His mask had a cutout for the right eye," I said. "But Obito, he couldn't attack Sensei," Kakashi said, stunned by the new information. "It turns out that he could. Listen, Kakashi-sensei. If I find him, I'll kill him and you won't stop me." "Okay, I'll tell the Hokage about your guess and he wanted to continue, but I interrupted him. "No way," I shouted. "I trusted you, Kakashi-sensei, don't betray my father's memory. If you tell Old Man 3 about this, I won't forgive you. My mother, before she died, told him to take care of me, but as you know, I only eat ramen and live in a crumbling apartment. I don't trust him. I'll reveal everything to the next Hokage if I trust him." "Okay, Naruto, I won't tell you anything. I will help you kill Obito, if it's really him. Sensei and your mother treated me very well and I will not forgive him for what he did." "Thank you, Kakashi-sensei. See you on the mission tomorrow." "Yeah," he said and disappeared into the Shunshin. "Your plan worked perfectly, Naruto. Now you have an ally against Obito," the fox praised me. And I went to train further in the forest. I need to become strong as soon as possible. End POV Naruto. POV Kakashi. I couldn't even imagine that such a thing was possible. But his words are not groundless. Everything points to Obito or to the one who stole his eye. But, if even the top brass doesn't know about it, it means the signal barriers didn't work on him, and they only don't work on those who are declared dead. Damn it, Obito, what happened to you that you did this? End POV Kakashi. That night, Kakashi couldn't sleep, he was deep in thought. Commentary on Part 2. Drast. Write reviews, guys, what you like and what you don't. Write, what is the correct way, so that Naruto saved Karen during the Chunin exam, or on the bridge when Sasuke kills Danzo? There were 2 moments where Karen says that she was disappointed in Sasuke and was quite adequate. This was during the war, when she escaped from the dungeon, fucked up again and threw herself at Sasuke with hugs. And after she was saved by the Konoha people, she said that Naruto has very light and warm chakra, hence the pairing. Maybe I will do it my own way, but your opinion is very interesting to me. equals 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 part 3 equals 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 equals. Naruto POV. As usual, I woke up early in the morning and after finishing my water procedures I headed to training. Everything was as usual, the clones were training with chakra. Today I decided to send them to train futon. After all, a raisin shuriken in the weaponry would not hurt. As for me, I was again improving my physical fitness. I could already use one tail of Kurama, so the training went faster. I got tired less and used more clones. After finishing the training, I went home to wash myself just like yesterday. At 9 o'clock I was already at the training ground, where an irritated Sakura and an indifferent Sosika were waiting for me. "Where have you been?" Kakashi-sensei said to be here at 5 o'clock. Sakura yelled at me. "Don't yell, you idiot!" I shouted at her. She widened her eyes in surprise, because I had never called her an idiot before, but on the contrary, I forgave her everything and allowed her to hit me on the head. God! How can you be so stupid? He was 2 whole hours late for the distribution, and as an excuse he said he got lost on the road of life. Don't you think he was late on purpose? I said. But then why did you come only now? What if he was late, say, 3 hours? She asked. I placed a clone at his house, which, when dispelled, transfers all the information to the original. As soon as he left, I came here, but considering that he comes here reading a book, he will be here at 10 o'clock, not earlier. I said. Of course, I didn't send any clone there. I just knew that he would come at 10 o'clock. So, did you at least eat? I asked. Sensei said not to eat. Uchiha said. Okay Sakura, but you, Sasuke, should have understood that he wants you to be weaker in the test. Moreover, it was not an order, but only advice, remember his words. Uchiha was silent, he understood that I was right. Let's go to Ichiraku, otherwise you won't be able to pass the test. I said, and they nodded. At 10 o'clock we were already at the training ground. As I said, Sensei showed up at 10 o'clock. Yo, sorry I'm late. Kakashi said. You're late? Sakura shouted. Sorry, I was just helping Grandma cross the road. He said and made an eye smile. How does he do that? Ah, well, then I'm not too offended. She said more calmly. Ah, and it worked? Kurama, thank you for setting my mind straight. I said. You're welcome. A voice from the subconscious was heard. Okay, before we start, I'll explain to you how the test will go. You have to take these bells from me. Whoever doesn't have a bell, goes back to the academy. He said. But, Sensei, there are only 2 bells. Sakura said. Exactly, one of you will have to be disqualified. I set the timer for 12 hours. And yes, attack as if you want to kill. Let's begin. He finished and Sasuke and Sakura disappeared from sight. Why did you stay? He asked. Because the goal is to take away the bells. And we won't pass your test. I said and smiled. Why do you think so? Sensei asked, squinting. Well, if only because Uchiha considers us dead weight, and Sakura hates me. I said. But what does this have to do with my test? He asked. Stop mocking, it's obvious that the essence of the test is teamwork. A genin will never defeat an elite jonin. And you got caught when you said that someone should be excluded. Considering that I am a Jinchuriki, and Sasuke is the last Uchiha in the village, you can't not train us. I finished, and Kakashi's eyes almost popped out of their sockets from surprise. But I can take out Sakura. He said. You can't, a team must consist of 3 people, and in our class there is no worthy replacement for her. I said. Okay. Come out. The exam is over. Kakashi shouted. What happened, Kakashi-sensei? Time hasn't passed yet. Sakura asked. Naruto figured out the nature of the exam, and he's right, you wouldn't have passed it. Kakashi said. Sasuke and Sakura looked at me, and I shrugged, like, nothing out of the ordinary. End POV Naruto. POV Sasuke. What's wrong with Naruto these 2 days? Has he really been pretending all these years at the academy? Sasuke was seething. No. I won't lose to this loser. End POV Sasuke. Okay, since I still can't disqualify you, I'll explain the essence of the test. The test was to check if you can work as a team. We'll work on this, but let's start with the fact that you remember my words. Those who disobey orders are scum, but those who abandon their friends are worse than scum. He said. I agree, but it's a pity that the one who said these words turned away from the path. I said. Everyone looked at me, and Kakashi sighed. Tomorrow at 8 the first mission, don't be late. He said and disappeared into the Shunshin. I was about to leave, when Sasuke put his hand on my shoulder. Wait. What are you hiding? He asked me. Take your hand away, Uchiha. I hide my skills like a real shinobi, not like a show-off who is regularly overwhelmed by girls' attention. I grinned and continued walking in the direction of the residence. I wanted to steal the second one's forbidden scroll again and learn his techniques. What, we both don't like the Uchiha, so why not take a couple of techniques from him? I smiled at my thoughts. By the way, Ku, you were sealed in my mother, can you show me a couple of her memories with Fuin? I asked the fox. I can, go down into the subconscious. In the subconscious, Kurama showed me several seals, namely, the seal of the spatial pocket, the seal of paralysis, the seal of chakra suppression, and also showed me how Mama learned Fuin from Mito Uzumaki. With the help of clones, I will be able to learn everything in a month or two. Since now I know how to compose Fuin, I will be able to invent my own seals. Mito's memories, Kurama could not show, because, as I understood, the seal that completely cut off Kurama from the outside world. End POV Naruto. Commentary on Part 3. Reviews guys. Part 4 Naruto POV. 2 months. 2 fucking months of D-rank missions. If I already disliked the third one, for living and still living like a bum, then now, I just hate him. Jashin-sama, please send Orochimaru the Noble on my head, because I will not cope with the temptation to quietly cut the old man. Okay, now is not about that. In 2 months, I learned to create a Rasengan with one hand and managed to improve it into my beloved Rasen Shuriken, learned the seals of the spatial pocket, which Kurama kindly showed me. Managed to learn the technique, air push, which Menma used from the illusion into which Obito once threw me and Sakura. It turned out that the basis is the air palm of the Hyuga clan. As I wanted, I stole the scroll of the second's techniques in order to learn Hiraishin, but what was my joy when it turned out that my second element is water. Now I had another goal, to surpass the second in the mastery of Suetun. I did not have time to learn Hiraishin in 2 months, but I was very close, because I almost composed my own Jetsushiki, beacon seal. In short, the day of the C-rank mission has come. Yeah, of course, C-rank. Huh? And these brats will accompany me? They themselves will need help, especially that little one. Said the old man. Bitch, I'm training, but I haven't made any progress in body growth. It's a shame, actually. I decided to take revenge on him for these words and smiled nastily. Oh, come on, you're talking like you were given Genin for an A-rank mission. I said. My grin was wide open, and the old man was covered in sweat. Tazuna-san. The third one began. Naruto is right, Genin can easily handle a C-rank task. Besides, you have an elite Jonin with you. Hiruzen said. Okay, then I'm not worried. He said and looked at the team. We'll leave in an hour. Go, gather everything you need for the mission, don't be late. Kakashi said and disappeared into the Shunshin. Pfft, look who's talking. Sakura and I said in unison. The road was boring. I had to listen to a lecture about hidden villages and their Kage for the second time. The ones I respect from the Kage are the Reikage and the Mizukage. The first one because he is ready to sacrifice everything for the sake of a goal, for example, to punch someone in the face, as happened with Sasuke. If Gaara hadn't stopped him then, he would have killed Susuke and I wouldn't have had to die trying to bring back that ungrateful, stupid bastard. God, how stupid do you have to be to believe that Itachi was able to wipe out a clan of over 500 active shinobi? And that's only the active ones. Oh, I seem to have gotten distracted. So, and I respect the Mizukage because she was able to raise her village from its knees after the Civil War. In this she is somewhat similar to Tsunade, who pulled the village out of the shit twice. The road was boring and I was glad that I finally saw a puddle. Hey, Kakashi-sensei, want to see a new technique? I asked Kakashi, who raised an eyebrow in question. The guys wanted to ask a question like, what are you talking about, but they didn't have time. I started to form Raisin Shuriken with one clone. So far, due to my age, I was not able to bring control over chakra, shape and element to the level where I could form the technique with one hand. I was not worried about the damage, because Kuramachuka is the best medic. Futon, Raisin Shuriken! I shouted. The technique flew straight into the puddle. The poor demon brothers didn't even have time to react before they were caught in a whirlwind of wind chakra. Kakashi lifted his headband to, "Oh you. I just realized. He's a copy ninja. And screw you, sensei, not my technique, you won't be able to copy a rank S+ technique." Naruto, Kakashi-sensei said in shock. Please tell me that wasn't a wind element Rasengan. Okay, it's not a wind element Rasengan, I said, seeing the relief on sensei's face. Too bad it's not true. Shocked sensei for the second time. Naruto, were you able to improve on sensei's technique? I nodded. What are you talking about, Kakashi-sensei? Which sensei are you talking about? Sakura asked. I was talking about Minato Namikaze, the fourth Hokage. Kakashi shocked his students. He invented the Rasengan, but even he couldn't perfect it. And POV Naruto. POV Sasuke. Where did this dope get such strength? No, I will never lose to him. Naruto, who taught you this technique? I asked. Kakashi-sensei. When you left after the introduction, I asked you to teach me. Naruto answered. Kakashi-sensei, teach me this technique too. I said in a commanding tone. Forgive Sasuke, but you'd rather go on a date with Sakura than master this technique. Sensei upset me. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Sakura become sad. But I can teach you another technique, which is weaker than the Rasengan, but also belongs to rank A. It requires the element of lightning. Here, run your chakra along this piece of paper. Sensei told me. I did as he said and the piece of paper crumpled in my hand. Congratulations. You can master this technique. He made me happy. When do we start? I need to get stronger as soon as possible. I said. Until you improve your chakra control, there's no point in learning. You already have enough control for 2 uses, and the Sharingan is needed for ease of use. Sensei, how much chakra does Naruto have then? What can he use? A more powerful technique, and even a complete version? Sakura asked. The answer completely killed me. Well, if approximately, then 6 times more than all of us put together. I have never felt so insignificant. Where from? I turned to Naruto. Where did you get so much chakra? I shouted at him. Calm down. I'm from the Uzumaki clan, and we all have a huge chakra pool. He said. And POV Sasuke. Don't be upset, Sasuke. With age and training, your chakra center will expand. Kakashi reassured Sasuke. Okay sensei, when are we going to start improving control? Sasuke asked. As soon as we get to Tazuna-san's house. Kakashi answered. I completely forgot. Tazuna-san, you don't want to tell us anything. Naruto POV. Serves you right, arrogant asshole. If I had a teacher or parents like you had at the academy, you would never have beaten me. You're right about that, my friend, a voice came from the subconscious. Even after Itachi slaughtered the clan, he still had an extensive clan library, in which, I'm sure, everything about training and scrolls with techniques were written down. Considering that he could use fire from an early age, he could have raised his level. The fox finished. I agree, Kurama, but it always seemed to me that he was a genius who worked hard. I trained alone, learning from my mistakes, tirelessly, and you, bastard, prevented me from controlling my chakra, which is why I couldn't progress normally. I'm sorry I hated you back then. Kurama said sarcastically. Go to hell, toilet mat. I said, but the fox didn't answer, he was probably sleeping. Here we are, just a little bit more from the boat, and we will meet Zabuza and Haku. They must be saved, otherwise they will be revived with the help of Edo Tensei and many people will die. But how can I do this? It is not so easy to convince Zabuza, and I do not want to sacrifice Haku's life for this. So, we need to drag out the fight until the moment Gato shows up. So, there is a plan, we still need to think about the execution. We need to intervene at the moment when Kakashi-sensei will be preparing his Raikiri and say that Gato has come to kill us all. That will stop him. I will have time to knock out Haku before that moment. Well, that sounds like a plan. After some time. Kakashi-sensei, wait, don't kill him, there's no point in us attacking each other now. I said. What made you think that, kid? Zabuza asked. Yes, because my clone, whom I left at the other end of the bridge just in case, gave me information that Gato had come and wanted to kill us all. I said. And this kid turns out to be smart. A nasty voice was heard. Gato. Is what that kid said true? Zabuza said as if spitting out poison. Of course it's true, Zabuza-chan, you know, hiring shinobi is quite expensive, but regular mercenaries, although weaker, are cheap. I think they can handle a few exhausted shinobi. He said and laughed ominously, which enraged Zabuza. Kid, give me a kunai, please. The missing nin asked. I fulfilled his request. Zabuza ran furiously towards the mercenaries. Entering the crowd, he began to destroy Gato's mercenaries with particular cruelty. He cut off arms, legs, heads with a regular kunai. This is what the demon of the bloody mist means. After the mercenaries, he slowly walked towards the shorty. When he slowly approached, he sharply thrust the kunai into the rich bastard's throat. Kakashi, I think there's no point in us fighting anymore. Hataki nodded. In that case, Haku and I are leaving here. After saying that, he took Haku's unconscious body and disappeared into the Shunshin. You know, Naruto? I turned to him. No more croaking about the level of missions. I said and made a nice smile. Ha, good sensei. I answered laughing. With the help of my clones, the bridge was completed in 2 days, and a day later, we were already in Konoha. Tell me, how was the mission, what difficulties were there? The third one ordered. Oh. A wonderful A-rank mission, old man 3. I said, and the third choked on the smoke from his pipe. We met the demon brothers and Zabuza Momochi with his accomplice, Haku. What? How do you mean Kakashi? Hiruzen asked. In general, the customer lowered the mission's rank due to lack of money. I'll provide a full report in a day, a lot happened there. Okay, you're free to go, said the old man. When we left, Kakashi told Sasuke and Sakura to go get the reward, and he kept me. Could you explain to Naruto how you knew they were the demon brothers? Kakashi asked. Damn, I got busted. Idiot. Came from the subconscious. Well, that's because of their gloves with chains. I don't know any other shinobi who use such weapons, so that's why I came to this conclusion. I got out of it, I guess I should believe it. Okay, you can go get the money too. End POV Naruto. Commentary on Part 4. I don't know if it's normal or not, but I tried to describe and write everything as logically and beautifully as possible. Leave your comments and tell me if it's worth continuing. Thanks for your attention. Naruto POV. A week has passed since we returned from the mission in the Land of Waves. During this time, I learned Tobarama Senju's technique, namely, the rupture wave. Also, I decided to sign a contract with the animals I am predisposed to. Imagine my surprise when it turned out that I was predisposed to toads, which is probably why I was able to master the toad hermit mode so easily and perfectly. What a perverted hermit to be surprised. I don't have the patience to see him anymore. I decided that he would be the one who would know the truth about me. Although I don't want to reveal my identity to anyone, but I can't lie to someone who has become like a father to me. I'll have to ask him to teach me Funu. After all, my mother didn't have time to learn everything and Jiraiya will have more experience in this. The seal of the 5 elements alone is worth something. Also, he can help me create my Hiraishin formula. Of course, I made it up, but it works worse than even the second formula, and I want speed like my father's or higher. It's time for the Chunin exam. This time I plan to pass this damn exam. It's interesting, because I defeated Niji back then, using clones as bait, which showed that I can get out of a seemingly hopeless situation. I defeated a whole one-tailed, returned Tsunade Bachan to the village, and along the way, having learned the Rasengan, I defeated Kabuto, who, let me remind you, according to Orochimaru, can compete with Kakashi-sensei and I'm still a genin. What the hell? Okay, it's time to get ready and go meet sensei to find out about the exam and pick up the participation forms. Yo. Kakashi said, an hour late. Sorry I'm late, Sensei, can we get straight to the point? I suggested. Agreed. In general. I have recommended you for the Chunin exam. He said and took out the participation forms. You will need to fill out these forms to participate in the exam. Whoever wants to participate, be in room 301 of the academy at 8 o'clock in the morning. He gave us the forms and disappeared. Listen. I said, and my teammates turned to me. Although they irritated me, for the reasons that Kurama said, but I enjoyed spending time with them and feeling the team spirit. Sensei didn't say, but if even one of us doesn't participate, then the whole team won't, so I want to know, will you participate? I asked. How do you know? Sasuke asked. A week ago, I accidentally overheard a conversation between Team 10. I lied. I see. I'll participate. Sasuke said. If Sasuke-kun is there, then I will be there too, Sakura said. I see. Then I'll see you in front of the academy at 7:30. I said. Good. They cried in unison. We went our separate ways. I remembered that during the exam, Sasuke saved Uzumaki Karen. Now I set myself the goal of saving her and setting her mind straight. She, just like Sakura, was pining for the Uchiha. I suspect that she went nuts after Orochimaru took her, and I can't imagine what she saw and experienced there. And what's more, she is a member of my clan, and the duty of the head is to take care of his people. At the first stage of the exam, I didn't change anything, except that I wrote down the answers to all the questions. Otherwise, like last time, I won't get the rank of Chunin, because I'll fail the exam. Now that crazy Anko has flown in through the window. I have to admit, she has cool boobs. Hey, brats! She shouted. 23 teams? Ibiki, you missed 23 teams? You're getting old. She said and licked her lips. There are just a lot of good genin this year, he said calmly. Okay, in 30 minutes, I'll be waiting for you at training ground number 44. She said, after which she jumped off the balcony. Crazy. At the entrance, I again listened to a boring explanation of the rules, after which we took the scroll and moved into the forest. At the second stage, I also did not risk changing anything, except that I saved Karen from the bear myself. Flashback. Here we were moving through the forest and I remembered that it was here that Sasuke left for a while. And upon returning, he told us that when he came back to us, he saved a red-haired girl from a bear. I, just like Sasuke then, said that I needed to leave for a while. When I came out into the clearing, I saw that her teammates had already been killed by the bear, and she, out of fear and trembling, could not do anything. I decided to try the burst wave technique and cut the poor bear into 2 pieces. I went up to her and knelt down on one knee. Hey, hi, how are you? I asked her, smiling good-naturedly. Fine, thank you. Her voice trembled with fear. Hey, calm down. I started to calm her down. Everything will be fine. What's your name? Uzumaki Karen. She answered. Oh. Cool. She looked at me in confusion. Oh, sorry. My name is Uzumaki Naruto. I want to restore our clan in Konoha, so you could say that I am the head of the clan. I said and smiled. Uzumaki? Her eyes lit up. I thought I was the last one. She started crying, and it was unclear if it was because she wasn't the last one or because of the shock that had passed that her emotions came out. Thank you. I hugged her. And she's completely normal. Yeah, fucking Orochimaru. What did you do to her? That's it, don't cry. I said and noticed bite marks. What are these marks? This? Well, I have a special chakra, and if you bite me, you can instantly heal, so in the grass village, they used me as a battery. She said and curled up into a ball. I'm ashamed of them, but... You won't leave me, will you? Tears began to well up in her eyes again. Of course not. I said confidently. No way. You will not go back there. I will not allow it. I said and hugged her again, calming her down. Thank you. Thank you very much. She pressed herself closer to me and began to cry, but this time I was already sure that these were tears of happiness. I'll take care of you. You'll live with me. I'll make arrangements with the Hokage. I said. But will the Hokage allow me to stay? After all, Kusagakure can start a war against Konoha. She said. Don't worry. I have leverage over the third one. And we'll tell Kusagakure that you died, and since you signed a form saying that Konoha isn't responsible, there won't be any problems. Thank you for what you do for me, she said and hugged me tighter, although it seemed like there was nowhere else to hug me tighter. You're welcome, let's go to my team. We'll go to the tower together. I said. Okay, Karen said. End flashback. I didn't change the fight with Orochimaru and the mark on Sasuke much, I just battered the poor snake a little more. Now I don't give a damn about this egoist with a duck-like hairdo. On the contrary, it's to my advantage that he'll kill another fucking Uchiha. It's a shame he can't be killed. For now. After defeating the Zetsu, if it comes to that, of course, I'll personally twist his head off and give it to Sakura and say I brought Sasuke back, although, fuck you, Sakura. I'm not going to promise you again that I'll bring Sasuke back. Get stronger yourself and bring him back if you have to. Already in the tower, when we opened the scrolls. Hi guys, congratulations, Iruka hesitated, noticing the red-haired girl. And who is this? This is Karen Uzumaki, a member of my clan. I answered. Now she will become a resident of Konoha. I need to get to the third. I understand. Naruto, you can't leave the tower grounds. Iruka said bluntly. But Hokage-sama will be here in 2 days. I see, in that case, she will be in our team's room. He said and looked at Karen and smiled. She blushed for some reason. I hope everything won't be like with Hinata. Thought the fox. Okay, Naruto. He said, and then turned to all of us. You can go and rest, and I'll tell Third Sama about Karen. Having finished, he disappeared into the Shunshin, and we went to rest. Even though I'm at the level of a strong Chunin now, even I need rest. End POV Naruto. Commentary on Part 5. Well, something like that. I hope you liked it. Write reviews, I'll read and answer everyone. Part 6 Naruto POV. We stayed in the tower for 2 days. During this time, I learned more about Karen. It turns out that her childhood was as hard as mine. We understood each other perfectly, since we both knew the pain of loneliness. Karen, of course, had a worse life than me, but now, I will not let a clansman be offended. I will do everything so that she no longer experiences the pain that she experienced. I will teach her everything I can. As Iruka-sensei said, the third came to the tower. I immediately went to him to talk about Karen. Hello, old man third, I greeted him. Hello Naruto, what did you want? Asked the monkeys. During the exam, I found a girl from the grass village, from the Uzumaki clan, and I want you to let her stay in Konoha and become a shinobi of Konoha. She was not considered a human there, so she will gladly join Konoha. Listen Naruto, I can't accept it. If I do, there will be problems with the hidden grass, and we don't need that. Her teammates died, they were eaten by a bear, and nothing prevents us from declaring her dead. Otherwise, I will release Kyubi. I began to threaten. You won't do that. After the Bija leaves the Jinchuriki dies. The old man began to intimidate. No, I'm from the Uzumaki clan and I'm not in danger of dying. And Kyubi won't touch me, because I freed him from prison. I retorted. Okay, so be it, I'll declare her dead and she can join your clan. The monkey immediately gave in, realizing that I was right. Great, I'll pick up the documents tomorrow. Okay, go ahead, they're already gathering you up, said the old man. Here we were gathered at the tower's training ground. Gecko Hayate, the examiner of the third stage, came out in front of us. He announced to us that too many people had passed and that we needed to hold qualifying fights. There was nothing to do, so everyone agreed, except for the bespectacled asshole. The only interesting fights were Hinata and Niji, who still needs to be straightened out. Shino and some no-name, in which Shino easily won, and of course my fight with Kiba. Give up, loser, you can't beat me. Kiba said, and I just snorted and got into a taijutsu stance that I had invented myself. It included fast and powerful strikes with a touch of the Hyuga clan style, Juken. Since I now had powerful sensory abilities that I got from Kurama, I could, albeit with difficulty, turn off Tenketsu. Our fight didn't last long. I didn't have the seal of the 5 elements on me, so it wasn't difficult for me to knock out Kiba. After the qualifying fights, I took Karen to my home. I was ashamed of living in such a hovel. I should ask Granny Tsunade for my parents' house when she becomes Hokage. My Chunin title will help me with that. As soon as I become a Chunin, they should tell me about my parents and give me an inheritance. Forgive me for settling you in my small house, but don't worry, I'll soon move to the mansion that was supposed to be my parents'. I said, scratching the back of my head. For some reason, I felt shy around her. It's okay, Naruto-kun, I'm used to it. My house was smaller than that. She said. Tomorrow I will bring you your documents and you can live a new, calm life. I will not allow anyone to use you as a battery, I will kill anyone who touches you with bad intentions. I said. I was still angry about how she was treated in the grass village. Thank you, Naruto-kun, I am very grateful to you. She said, blushing. Okay, as I understood from your story, you were essentially not trained at all. She nodded. Okay, starting tomorrow, I will train you. I won't always be around. I said and smiled. Okay, I won't let you down. We'll revive our clan and, here she stopped, seeing my blush. Yeah, talking to Jiraiya wasn't without consequences. Well, not us together, but in general. She said and turned away so I wouldn't see her embarrassment. God, she's amazing, her red hair, just like her mother's, ruby eyes, oh, what am I thinking about? Damn Ero-sanin. What have you done to me? End POV Naruto. Idiot, it looks like everything will be exactly like with Hinata. Kurama thought and made a facepalm gesture. Now at least he noticed that the girl is beautiful. Rikudo, why did I need such a Jinchuriki? The fox asked himself. POV Karen. Damn, what did I say? Now he'll know that I love him. What? Already managed to fall in love? Although, it's not surprising, he saved me from a bear, saved me from a village where I was not considered a human being, and he also wants to provide me with a good future. And this calming, warm chakra of his, I just want to come up and hug him, feel his warmth closer. End POV Karen. Commentary on Part 6. Something like that. Reviews please. Don't write reviews, I don't understand whether I'm going in the right direction or not. Write at least something, even the usual norms will be enough for me, I just want. No, should I continue as before or change something? Part 7 Commentary on Part 7. Guys, I have news. I want to add Hinata to the pairing. I just remembered her in this chapter and I can't imagine her not with Naruto. I just, before writing a chapter, visualize everything in my head and I can't imagine Hinata not with Naruto. I also want Karen to be with Naruto, so there will be a triple pairing. I'm just trying to logically build a plot and remembering how Hinata saved Naruto from pain, how she brought him to his senses in the war. I can't help but think that a smarter Naruto would not have fallen in love with this miracle. Something like that. Write reviews about this. It will be interesting to read. Naruto POV. Here comes the day. Today I will finally see my godfather again. But I think I can bomb a little. Why the hell did Kakashi-sensei train Sasuke more, and avoid me and Sakura? In fact, he taught me nothing. I would have learned about chakra control anyway, and if I hadn't been a stupid idiot, I would have learned that clones pass on experience not from Kakashi's lips, but from a scroll. That same Yamato did more for me. And this is all taking into account that this Cyclops is my father's student. Well, why the hell did Uchiha get all this? He took everyone for shit, and they stuck to him. Oh, we'd bombed him and that's enough. Anyway, now Ebisu and I were moving towards the hot springs. I decided not to tell him that I already knew how to control chakra even better than him. I really wanted the Erosanin to slap him on the floor again. Here I saw him, alive, healthy and happy, doing his favorite thing, spying on busty girls. When we approached, this idiot did not recognize Sanin and almost caught him drawing inspiration, for which he got a beating. Hey! You knocked out my teacher, who do you think you are? Who are you? I pretended to be myself from the past. Oh, it's good that you asked. I am the great toad sage of Mount Myaboku. The Erosanin replied, striking an epic pose. Myaboku? Isn't that by any chance the mountain where the toads live? I asked, as if surprised. Yes. How do you know, boy? He asked. Well, I, performed the summoning technique without a contract and got there. I said. The godfather looked at me in surprise, then unrolled the scroll behind his back and asked. You? Naruto Uzumaki? Yes, godfather, why? I asked smiling. Jiraiya, hearing the word godfather, twitched. What? Repeat please. He said. Yes, Erosanin, I won't know my godson. I didn't have time to finish, because I was pressed into an embrace. I squeezed him so hard that I heard a crunch. Forgive me Naruto, I was not allowed to take guardianship and was forbidden to contact you. I returned to the village to watch you in the Chunin exam. He said. Godfather. I began seriously. Let's go to the waterfall north of here, we need to talk. Okay. He said and we went to the same waterfall where he taught me how to use the summoning. Naruto, don't you want to learn your father's technique? He asked. You mean the Rasengan? He nodded, and I created a blue ball in my hand. I already know it. I said and smiled. Did they really tell you everything, and even allow you to learn this technique? He asked in surprise. No, let me explain. I'm not quite that Naruto. He tensed at these words. How can I tell you? Tell me straight. He was as serious as ever. Basically, I came from the future. His eyes widened. I was sent here by the Sage of the Six Paths to fix the future. What happened there and how old are you? He asked. Well, we had the Fourth World War there. These words made him flinch. After all, he was a man who had lived through 2 wars. Many people died in my time. Niji, the old man, the third, and I started to cry. Hey Naruto, calm down, tell me, who died there? Said the godfather. You. I said with tears and jumped into the arms of the dearest person in my life. My words made him visibly shudder. It's not every day you meet your godson, who came from the future and survived your death. Naruto, how old were you? Jiraiya asked in a sad voice. When you died, 16, and in the war I turned 17. That same day I died at the hands of what I considered my best friend. I didn't want to kill him, so I weakened the Rasengan, but he had other intentions. He pierced my heart with Chidori. Now, I won't do what I did then, believe in Sasuke to the last. Let him at least die. Sasuke? Was it Uchiha Sasuke? The godfather asked. Yes. As soon as I arrived in this time, Kyuubi explained to me that all Uchihas are nuts. I started crying again and clung to the godfather. "Don't cry, Naruto, I won't die," said Jiraiya. I will never let Nagato kill you, or I won't be Uzumaki Naruto." "Wait, what did you say?" "Nagato?" Nodded, wiping away his tears. "But I heard that he died." The Sannin said, dumbfounded. "Nagato and Konan survived and created the Akatsuki organization," I said. "Then why did he kill me?" asked the Sannin. "He was mired in darkness because of Yahiko's death. He believed that you were to blame for Yahiko's death because you abandoned them. After your death, Fukasaku-sensei took me to Mayaboku to teach me the hermit regime. According to Fukasaku-sensei, I perfectly mastered Senjutsu in 3 weeks with the help of clones, and the next week, with the help of the same clones, I mastered toad combat." Jiraiya's eyes widened in surprise. He had not been able to perfectly master the art of the sage in his entire life, and here, he mastered it completely in some 4 weeks. When I returned to Konoha, it turned out that Nagato had completely destroyed Konoha. Jiraiya shuddered. "I fought him to the last, but in the end, he still defeated me. He almost killed me, but my good friend Hinata Hyuga fought against him, and almost died as a result. I thought she died and went crazy. Hyubi fought him, taking control of me, and when he almost broke free, my father appeared and helped me." "What? Minato is alive?" Jiraiya asked, dumbfounded. "No. It was his chakra. He sealed his and Mom's chakra into a seal to help me. He was supposed to appear when the 8th tail broke out, and Mom, when I tried to subdue the fox." "Well, did you get it under control?" he asked. He was glad that I had at least somehow seen my parents and talked to them. "Yes, but we became friends during the war and are now good friends." Once again he stunned the teacher and godfather in one bottle. "By the way, in this time I have not yet opened the seal. I wanted us to do it together." I smiled. "I would love to see them, Naruto." Jiraiya was beaming with happiness. He would soon see his student and his wife. "Okay, sit in a meditation pose and hit your fist." Jiraiya did everything as I said, and we appeared in the sewer with pipes in my subconscious. I rose up with the help of Kurama's chakra and was about to remove the seal, but my father's hand stopped me. "Hi, Dad." I hugged him. "Naruto? What's going on here? Why did you want to s?" "Jiraiya-sensei?" Father was surprised. "Hello, my student," he said and hugged the Pope. "Dad, everything is fine, I'll call Mom here now." Having said this, I went up again, but my father stopped me. "Naruto, why are you removing the seal? He will kill you." "And how did you know that I sealed our chakra?" he asked. "Minato. Sakal Kurama. We came here from the future. There the world went to hell and the Sage of 6 Paths sent us here. There we managed to become friends, so don't worry, I'm not going to take over my friend's body." Father looked at me, and I nodded. "Wait, Dad, I'll open the seal and we'll be together as a family. Even if it's not for long." Naruto became sad and opened the seal. "What's going on here?" "Minato? And what are you doing here?" She bombarded her dad with questions. "Mom," I approached her and hugged her tightly. "What are you standing there for? Come here, let's hug," I said. They came up and we all hugged. "Naruto. How you've grown. Why did you open the seal?" Mom said menacingly, which made us tremble. We told her everything. We talked about a lot. About my life, we talked about what was happening in the world, about how I lived. Having learned that I lived in a one-room hut, my parents were ready to materialize in reality to give Hiruzen a good slap. "Naruto, our time is ending," Mom said sadly. "I hope you live a good life. Minato and I are proud of you. Restore our clan, find the family you never had. Find a girl like me," Mom said, already crying. These words made me cry too. "Follow your shinobi path, never give up." Mom and Dad were already disappearing. Jiraiya and I hugged them tightly one last time and they disappeared. "Thank you for this, Naruto." Jiraiya also wanted to cry, but he held back. "Thank you, Ero-sanin." You were like a grandfather and a father to me. Thank you. I hugged him again. Okay, stop whining, we're shinobi, hehe. Let's train. Go ahead, but what should I teach you? Jiraiya asked. Teach me everything related to Fuinjutsu, especially symbols, and how to create a seal, although Kurama showed me my mother's memories with Fuin, but she did not learn much. I have already learned this knowledge, but I do not have enough knowledge to create my own, effective formula for the flight of the Thunder God. Okay, we'll start tomorrow, and now. He smiled slyly. Let's go to the mixed baths. You have no idea how much I missed this, you perverted hermit. I said and smiled happily. Part 8 Commentary on Part 8. News again. Guys, I removed the idea of weaving Hinata into all this due to requests from the reviews. You are right, she does not fit here, and it was not originally intended this way, so there will be no Hinata. If there are those who wanted Hinata, do not worry, in my other FF, which is currently frozen, Naruhina and I will continue it as soon as I finish with this one. Naruto POV. The next week I worked my ass off trying to implement one idea. When I told Ero-sanin about how they called me the unpredictable ninja of Konoha, he suggested that I justify this nickname. He said that we could try to create clones without seals, and I agree with him more than ever. When I imagine that during taijutsu I create a clone and it punches the enemy in the face, whom I have occupied, it makes my mouth water. Not only will this make the style more unpredictable, but it will also be easier for me to put seals on the enemy, using clones, in combination with open palm strikes, like Hyuga. Also, Hiraishin will help justify the nickname, for which Ero-sanin and I came up with a new mark that suits me. Of course, it will take time to master Hiraishin, but this is already huge progress. Well, things with Karen were going very well. She turned out to be quite talented. I taught her shadow clones and with their help, she can already run and jump on water, knows how to use henge. A replacement. We also found out her element, or rather, elements. It turned out to be water and fire. In my opinion, it's very good. Fire is used in attack, and water in defense. I'm also thinking about sending Karen to be her student when Grandma Tsunade returns to the village. With her miraculous healing chakra, she will become the strongest melee nin. Sakura of my time won't be able to come close. But can't I spend all my time training? Today, I decided to stay home and rest. Karen was also exhausted from constant training and also stayed home. When I finished all the water procedures, I went down to the kitchen, wanted to cook something and imagined my surprise when I saw a cute girl fluttering in front of the stove in my kitchen. Damn, looking at her, I remember how my mother did the same in that illusion from Obito. When I saw this, my heart started beating faster. End POV Naruto. POV Karen. Yesterday I found out that Naruto-kun wants to take a break from training today and will be home all day. I think this is a great excuse to be with him. After finishing all my chores in the bath, I went downstairs to cook something. It's good that Naru is still sleeping. I'll have time to cook everything well. As the saying goes, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Following this proverb, I started making miso soup. I think he'll like it. I was almost done and then Naruto-kun came downstairs. Good morning Naruto-kun, sit down, everything will be ready in 5 minutes. He froze for a few seconds and it made me wary, but as soon as he smiled sweetly, I immediately forgot about it. Hello, what are you cooking? Naruto asked. Miso soup, I hope you like it. I said. Yeah, you got it right. I love it almost as much as ramen. Ramen, huh? Heh, looks like we're having ramen for dinner. I'm glad. I smiled. Oh, it's ready. I said and started pouring into the cups. Karen, this is very tasty. Where did you learn to cook like this? He asked. My mother taught me this when she was still alive. My voice became lower from the memories. I'm sorry Karen, I didn't mean to remind you of that. He said. It's okay, everything's fine. I said. After breakfast, Naru sat down at the coffee table and began to read some scroll. As he explained to me, it was a copy of the scroll of the second Hokage's techniques. He wanted to study the theory of the heavenly cry technique. He studied the scroll for a very long time, right up until dinner. I ran to the kitchen to prepare ramen, for his stomach and my heart. Karen, this is just perfect ramen, even tastier than Old Man Tucci's. I blushed a little at these words. You'll make a great wife. Here my face was like the color of my hair. Stop embarrassing me, baka! I shouted. He flinched slightly. Okay, he said, waving his hands. That's great. I said. Karen, listen, I invited my teammate to our training tomorrow. He is good at the element of fire and will teach you the fireball technique. You don't mind, do you? He asked me. No, I don't mind. Will you teach me a new technique? I made cat eyes. Of course I will teach you, it will be the water wall technique. But this is after training in the element of fire, you need to learn the fireball. Until 2 o'clock, you will train in the koton, and I will try to learn the heavenly cry. Okay, then I'm going to bed, I have a tough training session tomorrow. I said. Then I'm going to bed too, you have a tough training session ahead of you. He grinned. Baka. I said to the already setting sun. The next day, the training was really hard. I was able to learn both techniques I wanted. Fire was harder for me, so a significant amount of energy went into it, but I am an Uzumaki and due to our endurance, I held out until I learned the water wall technique. Karen, you're very tired, good job. He praised me and smiled. My sunshine, mine and no one else's. Yeah, I can't even walk now, I said. Nothing. He picked me up. I'll carry you. He said, and I blushed. And so my first dream came true. I hugged Naru. His soft and warm chakra drove me crazy. I pressed myself against him and did not leave him during the whole journey. Entering the house, he headed to his room, which is now mine. He laid me on the bed, wished me good night, he turned around to go back to his sofa, but... Naruto-kun, stay. I was already slightly blushing. Stop sleeping on the hard, small, and uncomfortable sofa. There's enough room for both of you. Having said that, I blushed even more. Well, I feel a bit awkward, he said, scratching the back of his head. I don't want to hear anything. They put me up at your place, and that's already an inconvenience, and you're also sleeping on an uncomfortable sofa. I said menacingly. Okay. He gave in. Naruto climbed under the blanket and fell asleep 5 minutes later. I looked at Naruto snoring cutely. His fox whiskers were so cute. I unconsciously snuggled up to him. His warm chakra warmed and calmed me, so much so that I fell asleep in 2 minutes. End POV Karen. Naruto POV. I woke up because of the sun rays, hated by the whole world. I wanted to get up and go to the bathroom, but I felt a slight weight on my chest. Looking closely, I recognized Karen, who was snoring sweetly. I admired her and did not want to get up, so as not to wake her. What? Are you admiring her? Asked the fox. Nothing of the sort. I answered the rug. Idiot. Why do I have to become such a Jinchuriki, Rikudo? Came from Kurama. Now what's wrong? I asked, not understanding. Are you serious? Do I have to straighten your head out again? Okay, I'll straighten it out again. Do you remember your mother's last words? How is this connected? I didn't understand. Hey, Ku, what moment are you talking about and how is this connected? I asked. I mean the words about finding a girlfriend. Said the fox. Well, how do I have anything to do with Karen? Wait, do you really want to set me up with her? But, why? Idiot, remember, she told you to find yourself a girl like her, and Karen, you could say, is a copy of Kushina. She cooks well, just like Kushina. She is strong due to persistent training, just like Kushina, she instills animal fear, you were convinced of this at night when you could not refuse her, I remind you, just like Kushina. And with all this, you are both very similar. I looked at him in confusion. Well, look, both Uzumaki, both are not very popular in their villages, you both have no one but yourselves. Such people should be together to go through difficulties together and support each other. And if you look at it from a political point of view, then she is a pure-blooded Uzumaki and your children will be just as pure-blooded. Also, as you know. Although, wait, I didn't tell you. What didn't you say? I asked. Well, look, you already know that Uzumaki live longer than others. I nodded. So, Uzumaki genes rapidly weaken if they lose their connection with Uzumaki blood. It follows that if you have children not from an Uzumaki, they will be weaker than you, less resilient and, most importantly, will die earlier. I shuddered. It follows that if you tie your life with someone other than an Uzumaki, your entire family will die before you. Finished the fox. So, I wanted to say that it is better for you to tie your life with her, because, firstly, you are suitable for each other, as well as possible and will live a long and happy life. And I noticed how your heart beats faster when she is around, so you are already in love, but so stupid that you do not understand it. Finished his next thought the fox and neighed. Ku, thank you for everything. You're helping me out once again. I ran up to this fluffy rug in my subconscious and hugged it. Hey! You're the rug. I can hear everything, idiot. Said the fox. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I said, waving my hands and smiling. Okay, get out of here already, I want to sleep. And your bride will wake up now. Said the fox, and I blushed a little. Okay, Ku. I promise that tomorrow I will confess everything to her. Having said this, I came out of the subconscious and waited for my princess to wake up. End POV Naruto. Part 9 Naruto POV. I decided to pretend to be asleep so as not to embarrass Karen. She woke up, but did not get up, and Ku said that she loved me since saving me from the bear. I did not expect this, but I was happy. I got up half an hour after Karen. Going down to the kitchen. I saw Karen in a green apron, from which my heart almost jumped out. It seemed to me that it was my mother. They say correctly that men look for wives like their mother. Hot ramen was already waiting for me on the table, the most delicious that I have ever eaten. Perhaps this is because it was made by the hands of a loved one, but I will never know, because I will not love Tucci so much hee. Good morning Naruto-kun, she said, smiling warmly. Good day, Karen. I started to devour this wonderful dish. Are you going to training today or will you not be able to because of yesterday's exhaustion? I asked when I finished. No, I won't go. I'm really tired. She said. Okay, then I'll go, I have training. I'll be there at 5. I smiled and went to the training ground. Today I didn't train myself, but gave this privilege to the clones, so as not to get dirty. I wanted to have a picnic on the Hokage mountain in the evening after training. Do you think I'm such a romantic? No way. Kurama suggested it to me. Once, my father did the same on our first date. After finishing my training, I went clean towards the Yamanaka shop to buy some red roses, as Kurama recommended, saying that he was sealed in 2 Uzumaki women and he knows better. Entering the shop, I greeted Ino. Hello Ino. Hello Naruto. She greeted him too. What do you want? She asked rudely. Well, at least then you'll be normal and stop chasing Sasuke. Just wanted to buy a bouquet of red roses, I answered. A bouquet? Has the girl really shown up? She asked. It's not clear yet, I said, scratching the back of my head. I'll confess to her today and we'll see. She beamed, she always liked such conversations. Naruto, who is she, who? Looks like she's going nuts. Calm down, I said. You don't know her, I answered, and she lowered her head. Okay, here's a bouquet for you, that'll be 500 Ryo, Ino said. After paying, I moved the flowers to a spatial pocket so they wouldn't get in the way and headed towards the house. Well, like a house, a hovel. When I entered the house, I didn't find it, I headed to the training ground, I didn't find it either. I decided to ask the Hokage about it. But when I approached the door to knock, I heard. We couldn't find the kidnappers, but they were moving southeast. Most likely, this is the grass village. The ANBU apparently answered. Damn, if Naruto finds out about this, the fox will be able to escape. I didn't listen to what happened next. I immediately ran at full speed in the direction of the southeast. On the way, I noticed red hair, which reminded me of the story where Dad found Mom with her hair. I moved in the direction of her hair until I saw it. End POV Naruto. POV Karen. I woke up with a severe headache. I didn't understand where I was or when. Oh, you finally woke up, trash. I heard the hateful voice. This is how you repaid us for letting you and your mommy stay with us. It's good that we had business in Konoha. So the whole team died, huh? Trash trying to deceive us. Yes, she doesn't appreciate our kindness at all. She decided to run away. Nobody needs trash, said the second one. The bespectacled ugly thing. Guys, maybe we can have some fun with her before we reach the border. I think we'll make it, there's still a kilometer left. I shuddered. Of course. Let's consider it payment for the time spent, said the first one. I started shaking and crying. No one came to save me. Although who needs me like this, an ugly, useless girl? Suddenly I heard the sounds of falling and... You shouldn't have kidnapped her, motherfuckers. I heard a familiar voice and felt the warm, so familiar chakra. But now, this chakra was raging and was as dark as it could be. I felt a gigantic, terrifying hatred. But when Naruto killed them all, his chakra turned into a light, calming lump again. It's okay, Karen. Don't worry, they won't touch you anymore. Having said this, he picked me up and started running quickly through the trees. Why? I asked. What for? Naruto didn't understand. Why did you save me? I'm ugly, weak, and useless. I started crying and pressed myself even closer to him. Don't talk about yourself like that. I don't know